What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And boy, let me tell you, the realization that these people are having, starting from, BitBoy Crypto, which is the biggest YouTube or crypto YouTube channel in the space. You're ahead of the game. If you're watching this, you're ahead of the game. And if you've been on this channel, you're ahead of the game. But look at what they're talking about. This is things like we've been discussing that we've heard, in the community and that I share here. And just watch these videos. And thanks to the Digital Asset Investor for putting these up. But this lets you know everything you need to know. You're ahead of the game. Take a listen.
Ripple has fought them to the nail and is winning. We've never seen this before in the SEC. And so you got to wonder what's going on here. Why are they winning? I'd say it's the people behind the scenes. And, I don't have names for you, or at least ones I want to divulge. But, there's big money behind this. And I'm being told that the adoption of the XRP token to be money transferring for banks is around the corner after this is over. And that's not from the XRP army. I want to point that out because everybody would say, yeah, people have been saying that for years, right? They say it. These sources that are coming to me from different places across the world that are high level connected individuals, these are not XRP army people. This is not Bearable Bear or Bullable Bear, whatever his name is, saying XRP to $589. These are real connected people in high positions that are giving me this information.
Give us the bull case. By the end of the year, obviously nobody can tell the future, but what is the bull case for XRP if everything goes their way?
Yeah. Bull case for XRP would basically be it's 64 cents today, by the way, just looked it up. If by October, before October, okay, this needs to actually be sometime in September, they come to an agreement with the SEC, they get the slap on the wrist, they pay the fine, but the case is done. It's kind of like with Tether, right? We had the Tether FUD forever, and then they settled the case, and everybody's like, well, we can keep making up FUD, but it's not going to matter. New York already said, whatever, it's fine. Pay your fine and move on. And so we saw it with EOS as well. If that happens for XRP, and the case specifically against Ripple Labs, all that gets cleared away. Suddenly that price suppression that has been going on since, I believe, November or December, early December, I think it was when it broke somewhere around there. The price suppression that's kept XRP from reaching an all-time high will be totally gone. And then like a rubber band, everybody will be able to trade it and it'll pop right back up. The most bullish case for the end of the year, I think it's going to sound crazy. Are you ready for me to sound crazy? I think $30. I think that's the most possible bullish case for XRP by the end of this year. $30. Ripple.
And there you have it. And this is BitBoy Crypto. Now I always like to keep, our expectations at a neutral level because, you might just end up expecting something that may never come. But we know the potential, and I've talked about it before. If it just simply replaces Nostro Vostro accounts, it has a floor price of anywhere from $100 to $270. So, and that's just the beginning of that digital asset token. Now, $30, yeah, I think that's reasonable, but I just don't know. There's a lot of factors that are at play here, and I like to manage expectations. Okay, but yeah, we know that $30 is just the beginning for XRP. Like, there's no telling what the ceiling is on this token, and the fact that they're talking about it right now and speaking about what the possibilities are. Yeah, I mean, we've known this all along. Here's another clip. Take a listen.
If you look at Santander and you look at who owns Santander and a lot going on behind the scenes, what I'm being told is that these banks are going to start using it. Santander is going to strong arm a lot of places. And yes, I understand at face value exactly what you're saying. Like, why can any bank just not create this, sell some software, make their own token? It's all about connections, relationships, and people. And when it comes to Ripple, if this has not been very clear yet, they have major connections. What could the bigger play be here? Well, the bigger play would be all of the companies that are invested into Ripple itself will see that Ripple will be able to do this IPO. And if you look at how much money was made from the Coinbase IPO and the waves that it shook across the entire market when it happened, led to Bitcoin's all-time high, you got to think that if Ripple gets through this with a slap on the wrist, goes public, there's a lot of people that have a lot of, whether you call it, a piece of the pie or, hooks into Ripple, whatever it is. There are a lot of people that, will benefit and create, make a lot of money if they do go public. And I think there might be some stuff going on behind the scenes that's pushing this the way it's going to go, because nothing in this is logical.
Now, and it's interesting that he mentioned the IPO. Now, we know that Ripple will IPO at some point, but also we're waiting on Gary Gensler to release his framework on what this space is going to look like. But he is waiting on Congress to put out legislation. So, there's all this talk, oh, after the lawsuit, this, and that. Well, yeah, I believe great things are going to happen. But what happens if it is registered a security after a lawsuit? Now, this is me just speculating. I'm not saying these are facts. But what if it's used as a security? Or what if it's labeled as security? Now, I don't think that's going to deter it from being or from its full intended use. No. But I think a lot of people might be caught by surprise. Now, and it might be that, only accredited investors or financial institutions will then be able to buy it. And so whatever you have now is going to be worth a good amount, and it's going to be very valuable because the value is in the protocol. So these are kind of things you need to think about. Like, I think of all scenarios, entertain all scenarios, and it's just interesting to watch and see different perspectives. And I think we know what the big picture is. We have no doubt about it. But this is, putting these things together, seeing what other people are saying is very interesting and important to know. But yeah, I think that once this is all settled and we see a regulatory framework in place, the asset that has the most certainty, regulatory certainty, would be XRP. The rest of the coins, I mean, there are ISO 2002. I think I might be um, misnaming that, but yeah, all those coins that are ISO compliant, I mean, they're gonna be the ones that are gonna take off. Okay, so now here's another clip. Take a listen.
And that's really not that crazy of a number if you think about it. That's less than 10 times its previous all-time high in 2017. And if it were not suppressed, if it were to have seen a very similar thing to what Ethereum saw, to where in this cycle it had already peaked out at about 3 times its all-time high, it would have already been at $9 and corrected down to 6 right now. In that case, $30 wouldn't sound, that out of the question. You got to understand, Ripple led 2017. It was the number one, most profitable coin across the board. People put in $100, made 6 figures at certain points during 2016, 2017. The excitement for Ripple is there. And once again, this is not a comment on how great I think Ripple is. I mean, XRP, it's not ever been something that I absolutely love. But I'm just looking at the common sense behind price suppression against something that's been through a lawsuit. And all of a sudden now, all of those worries, all of those concerns, all those people that for years said XRP is they're going to prison. Brad Garlinghouse is going to prison. Chris Larson going to prison. When Chad McCaleb is the one that really should be there, by the way, which is he was in charge of basically one of the biggest scandals of all time when he passed off Mt. Gox and got off scot-free on that, scot-free on the Ripple legislation, but whatever, that's a different subject. When all of those dark clouds above the head are gone, then a lot of people are going to be thinking, oh, maybe I should invest in this. As the price rises, it's going to get excitement, it gets the media attention. When the IPO news breaks, just think about it. I think it's definitely possible. I think somewhere between $12 to $30 is definitely a good estimate for this year, as long as we're still in a bull cycle and we're not like fully in a bear market like some people think we are.
Okay, and there you have it. I think the IPO is going to be one of the greatest of all time, and it's coming soon. It's just a matter of time. The time is ticking, and so there you have it. Now, this is something Pompliano posted back in 2017, August 31st. He said, if you think Bitcoin went on a tear once NBC and institutional investors learned about it, just wait till they discover Ripple XRP. And he is absolutely right. If you see Bitcoin getting all this media attention and institutional investors, just wait till they start talking about XRP, the one that actually has utility and use case. You just wait. It's just a matter of time. And I think that's all I have for you today. And I think this quote perfectly ends this video. You just wait and see until everyone discovers the standard, the utility token. The value is in the protocol. I hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe, comment below. What are your thoughts? As always, I like hearing from you. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.